Um, Hello. Okay, I believe we're live. This YouTube just told me that live stream isn't available at the moment, so I had to try again. Hopefully we're live. Hopefully there will be no issue with it. And that's all right, Taco. And welcome to the channel, guys. Welcome to Radko and Pisces Moonbeam as well. So tonight's live stream is going to be all about the week that we have just entered. Me at least, and you because it's Monday now. And let's see what kind of a week we're going to have according to the cards I drew about a few hours ago, and I used them for the thumbnail. That's going to be one hell of a week. So strap it up, guys, and buckle for the ride because it seems that it's going to be a long one. And the collective for the week, as if you had paid attention to the thumbnail, you would have saw 3 cards there, and they are as follow. The first one, that is the Wheel of Fortune. Then we do have the 6 of Wands. And the third one, that's going to be the 10 of Wands. So these 3 cards we have here. Hello, Yadabi and Yasmin. Eve, welcome to the stream, guys. Well, congratulations, Yadabi Magic. Drive safely and no drink and drive as well. Well, that's a personal touch here. I have no tolerance whatsoever for drink and drive. In fact, a friend of mine lost his life a month ago, I believe it was, or a month and a half ago. And I do think that drink and drive, and when you cause an accident where a life is taken, you should be sued as I don't know exactly the degrees there, but like a premeditated murder is because, you know, you consciously knew that that could happen, and yet with impaired, you know, by intoxication, you went for a drive. So anyway, again, the 3 cards for the week. And it seems that this is going to be a very busy one, especially when it comes to business, when it comes to as well looking for work, looking for job, and in generally, if you are looking for something, that's going to be a busy week for you guys and for us, because you know everybody's looking for something. But what we have here in these cards is in these cards, not cars, but a cards, is that the thing we search for. It seems that we are going to be rewarded by it, whether one is looking for work, like I said. So it's going to be rewarded with a busy one, right? With a busy job. It's going to be rewarded with with a friend that is going to keep them busy, or with dates that are going to keep them busy, and so on and so forth. And all of these opportunities, or rather like breakthroughs, let's call them that way. All right, so let's call them breakthroughs. All of these breakthroughs, they are going to be great. Okay, they are going to have true potential, for the lack of better expression. Most of them are going to happen through rather how can I put it into words, seemingly random circumstances, let's place it that way. And that may happen to be quite confusing for us. You know, should you take it or should you not take it? Should I date the guy or should I not? And whatnot. But for that reason, the best mindset one can have throughout the upcoming week, 26th of June to 26th of June to 2nd of July, is explore all of the available opportunities. And once involved, it's gonna be pretty hard for any of us to withdraw itself from it, not because it's going to be a bad thing and we are going to want to, but just on the contrary, it will be quite of a engulfing experience in all of its glory and in all of its colors. So that is as far as the collective goes. Obviously, it will affect us in different ways depending on, you know, what anyone is searching. But one last addition to this reading is that, you know, it may feel like a grand accomplishment, but for what it looks from these cards is that we are barely going to kind of like scratch the surface. So the whole endeavor, no matter how good it looks, it can get even greater than that. Okay, so bear in mind that, and do not drop the ball, for lack of a better expression. All right, guys, so with that said, this was the collective reading. And now a few notes about the show. There are going to be 12 readings, one for each star sign. I'm going to start from Aries and I'm going to end up with a Pisces. And although these readings are for your star sign, they are going to affect you to a certain extent. Okay, they are not your personal readings. Okay, so you should accept them as more like a guidance, you know, something to open up your eyes, to give you a direction. But very seldom they will appear to be the exact answer to your questions. So if you do wish your personal situation to be a subject of my reading, you can go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there at the very front page, you will see a full list of my services and as well their pricing. Other than that, if you do enjoy the show and you do decide to support the stream through Super Chat or through PayPal, you're going to have your reading at the end of it. That's pretty much guaranteed. Should your support be $20 or above, the reading is going to be that very same format of readings that I'm doing for the star signs, 3-card elemental dignity spread. And should your super chat or PayPal carries no inquiry with it, then the reading is going to be about the subject, meaning what is going to be your personal week throughout in 27th of June to 2nd of July 2023. All right, so with that said, first star sign we're going to look at, that's going to be Aries. Oh, that's thank you, Pisces Moonbeam. It's just, I think I mentioned that a month ago. And the thing it wasn't drink and drive, it was just speeding, you know, speeding 50 kilometers above the allowance. Okay, so whatever. I just don't want to get into it. Queen of Swords for Aries first, followed by the Sun. And then we do have the Two of Cups. So these 3 cards here. Yasmin, thank you for the 20. Jasmine, thank you for the 20 US dollars. What is abode? What's that mean? Job? I'm sorry, it's just English ain't my native, as you can say, and I don't know that word. Let me check it out. So it's, yeah, it's no, it's not job, it's home. Okay. Okay, you are in the list. Liz, thank you for the 20 US dollar support. Thank you, Liz. I am put you into a list. Okay. Hey, Anna, welcome to the stream. All right, so for Aries, it seems that with their actions in this week, there will be that person. It could be a guy, it could be a woman, that is gonna make you a very happy individual. That is because for one or another reason, one or another way, they are going to perform a breakthrough for you, or through their breakthrough, you are going to benefit a big time, huge. Okay, so whenever they make that freaking breakthrough, you are going to have in front of yourself and an expanding energies of growth. Probably is going to bring you some monetary gains as well. And additionally to it, the whole situation that you're finding yourself into is going to become, or you are going to become, no, it is going to become way more accustomed to you. So things are going to fall into their places. I can't say where they belong, but where they belong to you. So one mistake you can make is to think that that person is your friend, or God forbid, you know, your lover. They're doing that for themselves, okay? And for one or another reason, you are gonna benefit from that action greatly, right? So this is basically the, how can I put it into words, the biggest subject for you, Aries, into the upcoming week. So what happens if you do consider them a friend and you try to literally bruise themselves into it? You can turn this one very easily into your enemy, and you don't want that, because they are reckless, restless, and ruthless. Okay, the triple R. And relentless as well, the quadruple R. So bear that in mind. Taco, thank you for the 33 US dollar support, and Anna as well, thank you for the 20. Thank you, guys. At the end of the stream, you're gonna have, as usual, you know, your readings, what the week is gonna be for you, or how the week is gonna turn out for you, rather. We'll put you into the list, Taco. And you, Anna. Right, so next, that will be Taurus. All right, first one for Taurus, 3 of Wands. 10 of Wands, it is the second one. And the third one for Taurus, that will be 8 of Swords. Okay, so these three, just give me a second here. Well, thank you for the feedback, Yasmin. Thank you. I hope that grieving, by the way, yeah, from the last live stream for Yasmin, the cards predicted some kind of a grieving and it seems that she went through it. I just had her email. Hopefully it wasn't too much of a tears, but it's great. That makes you stronger, and that's usually how it happens. You know, you only get stronger when you go through unfortunate events, for lack of better words. News Devon, thank you for the £4.99. Thank you, News Devon. At the end of the stream, you will have your personalized reading for the week. All right, a challenging event, all right, a challenging task. It's not just only event, it's a task bestowed upon you, most likely, of course, that should take place into your career, Taurus. So the things are gonna become, heated at your career. Those are the three cards. That challenging task at the start, it will look kind of overwhelming, though it's not even an overwhelming the expression, right? So you get it, you see the problem there, right? The whole task is going to seem problematic to a point where you are going to feel the task kind of indomitable, right? Kind of indomitable, and a lot of doubt could settle for you. Am I going to be able to handle it? You know, am I good enough for it and whatnot? It will take a lot of can I put it into words, a lot of work, right? So it's going to take a lot of work, a lot of okay, so I'm going to use that word dedication, although it's not kind of a dedication. It's just, it will be very demanding thing, right? And it will put your skills and knowledge as well to the test. So kind of, well, you gotta believe in yourself, Taurus, in the sense of that this challenging task is meant to challenge you personally, so you can see that you can do better and you can expand on your current positions. But it will feel like a pretty rough threshold for you, right? It will feel like pretty rough threshold for you. So buckle up, because you do have a lot of work, like said, to be done. One last thing for you, Taurus, the task itself will require a certain, or it's kind of like it's going to have its rules. You do not break those rules, because then things are about to kind of like sink very quickly. Right, so that was Taurus. Next, Gemini. You're welcome, Unmasked Science. Four of Wands, and that looks great here. Followed by the Ten of Swords. Oh my god. And the third one, that will be the World. So this is how the elemental dignity stands, okay? That's what we have. And it's kind of states that what you think it's a culmination, right? What you think it's a culmination, it is actually just a phase. That's what that's what you are going to see in this particular week, right? So you will rush to kind of like finish something. Let's say that you, Gemini, are gonna rush to settle the score in between you and, I don't know, your ex. And in your attempt to do so, you will see that that's just a phase in between you and your ex. Yeah, you finish, you settle that score, but then another score needs to be settled or something like this. So pretty much what you are gonna come up to a realization into the upcoming week, it is that this isn't the end, right? This isn't the end, and this isn't about something bad either. I mean, many people think the Ten of Swords it is like calamity, but that's not always true. In fact, it's very seldom true. Yeah, it's calamity when it falls to, for example, next to the Tower or even the Temperance, you know. But in that particular case, that is just the urge and the rush here that we have, or that you, Gemini, are going to have to settle that damn score. And another thing that the Ten of Swords does to the Four of Wands, it is that it makes it irreversible, right? So you want to settle the score, and you kind of like in your passion, you do admit that, you know, you love that person or whatever. You can't take that word back. So there are going to be some definitive actions or decision taken in that finalization, or whichever way you want to call it, but that is not going to be the end. Okay, and even if it happens, for example, that you do lose your job, that is not going to be the end of your career. Is another thing that you can take those cards. In fact, losing your job, it is just the end of a phase that actually is going to help you moving forward. MD, thank you for the 31 Australian dollars. Thank you, MD. At the end of the stream, you're going to have your personalized reading about the week. All right, next, that will be Cancer. Four of Swords, the Tower, and the Death. Okay. These three cards. That will be, I don't know how you call it in English. That will be a week where you, Cancer, basically take an account. I believe that is how you call it. When you do take an account in the light of the recent events you went through, and the recent events, I mean events which fell apart, for a lack of better expression. It could be that plans of yours fell apart, it could be the job fell apart, it could be that relationship fell apart. You know, for every Cancer is going to be a different thing. But in the light of those events, that will be a week for you seeking an answer why, because the way that the cards are structured, that is not the first time that thing fell apart, right? Under the same circumstances. So obviously there is something fundamentally wrong with the whole enterprise that you are, or the version of an enterprise that you are particularly chasing. And so that's going to be a week, you know, defining why things aren't going well in that department and what can you do. And in order to reach a good answer, or rather like a good solution to that problem, you will need a faithful companion that you can deliberate with them the account that you're going to take on. And basically that's a faithful companion of yours, which probably is going to be your bestie, you know. Together you are going to reach that particular answer, okay? And from there, whether you will oblige to it or not, that depends entirely on you. But pretty much that is a week where you do find out why, for example, you are miserable in your love life if you are, why, for example, you can't find a better job, you know, or why, for example, nobody wants to talk with you, or whatever the case, okay? Whatever difficult thing you went through recently and you're going through right now. All right, So that was Cancer. Next we do have Leo. Ace of Wands, followed by the Six of Swords. And the third one for you, that will be the Two of Swords. Okay, so we do have these three cards. These three cards here. So this is going to be something which is going to stand out for you, right? And it does... it's, how can I put it into words? Right now it is mixed in the midst of other things, all right? So that, for example, well, what the cards are pointing here is that this is going to be a gainful opportunity that is going to stand out for you, all right? But right now it's kind of like mixed and meshed in the midst of other things, right? For example, that could be an individual who is going to stand out in front of you for a good potential for dating, right? Or just a job opportunity. Whatever the case here, this is this concerns a field for you, Leo, which there is a lot of compromise made into it. Okay, you may be a job, you may have currently a job of a compromise, or you may have a few options available in front of you which are compromising, right? None of them is actually well suited for you, but kind of like at some point you will have to take one or two. And now one option that is hidden in the midst of those compromising options is going to stand out for you, and that one is going to happen to be gainful option. The problem with the option is that it will require from you quite of an unorthodox approach. For example, the person that is going to happen to be perfect for dating is going to be a bit unorthodox person, right? Or the job is going to be a bit of an unorthodox one, although giving you all the required from yourself, not criterias, but demands for work, you know, and for time off and whatnot. Okay, so here all the, how can I put it into words, all that it is required from you to do is just close your eyes and take the damn opportunity. All right, just take it. It's gainful one. Yeah, you may not have much of an experience going into it, but you will learn very, very quickly. Okay, you will really learn very quickly. All right, next, Virgo. Four of Swords with the Hermit, with the Eight of Pentacles. Actually, that's it's a disappointing week, not for you, but for me. Because what those cards are showing here for you, Virgo, is that this week you will either drop the ball, okay, or you will seek the easy way forward. It is like cutting some corners here and there. It's just those cards here are speaking that for one or another reason, there will be an incentive for you to kind of like walk away or separate yourself from what is important and essential for your well-being, right? Which the only thing that I can come up with, it is become negligent, right? It is kind of like I said, seeking the easy way forward and whatnot, cutting corners here and there. Of course, there is a way how you can remedy the whole situation, how you can rectify the whole thing and the whole influence of the cards that you do have for yourself. And that is, you know, being more focused and as well consistent than usual, right? So that's a week that it will require an effort from you. Otherwise, according to these cards, if you do believe them, whatever result accomplished through negligence and through cutting corners, it will be meaningless. It's just, it's gonna have no reference for the well-being of your future. And the very best result in that regard you can expect is just, you just have wasted your time throughout the week. So that week, super focused and gargantuan consistency from your behalf in order to overcome, you know, that incentive for you to cut those corners. And also look at all of your endeavors with conscientiousness. That is also very important. Right, next, Libra. Yeah, there are a lot of swords that week. Seven of Pentacles. It's the first one for Libra. Moving next, that will be the Page of Swords. And then we do have the Seven of, not the Seven of, but the Moon, all right? Unfair treatment, it is what we have for you, Libra. Unfair treatment from one person, one individual, or it could be also kind of society. It could be certain entity, organization, for example. But definitely these two cards, unfair treatment, it's basically ungratefulness. It is the best way how you can look at it. It's going to be ungratefulness. Hello, Sumei. Welcome to the stream. So, can you fix it? Well, according to these cards, no, because it does not need to be fixed. Basically, these entities, people or organizations which are ungrateful and are giving you unfair treatment, they don't have to be, they should not be in your life. And it is your job to make the severance. It's required. With that Moon being next to the Seven of Pentacles, it pretty much seals the deal in the game of giving and taking. What I mean is that these people that are constantly in a requisition from you and does not want to make an acquisition for you, then that's just how it's gonna be. Nothing you do will change that. The only thing you can do is to make it stop. And that's a week where you should, at the very least, think about it. And on another level, that will be a week where a very, very important event, which is, by the way, lurking behind a corner right now for you, is gonna manifest. It should be a good one. All right, next, that will be Scorpio. Eight of Wands. 10 of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. A very chaotic week for Scorpio. I mean, the things are going to be all over the place, guys. Okay? And I can't say much about it as well. That will be a week. These are the 3 cards. That will be a week where we are going to find ourselves being restless, not being able to pick up interest Okay, just not being able to pick up interest. Let me give you an example with myself. I'm a gamer, you know. Well, gamer, I was a gamer. I do play in video games, not nearly as much as before, but if we use that as an example, that will be a week where I just, you know, I will start going to play one game, and in a couple of hours I'm going to lose interest and I'm going to start playing another and whatnot. And the same thing affects the entirety of our lives if we do believe those cards. So it's kind of like our mind is going to jump from one thing to another, not being able to focus and to become consistent, right? Or rather like to maintain consistency into one thing. Obviously, that's not very good state regarding career, meaning that very, very quickly we're going to get bored. We are going to want to change places or to swap tasks and these kind of stuff. And that only can make us much more dependent of what we are being into, because we're just not going to be able to get the job done, right? So in this week, the best we can do is just not attempt anything important. Just, you know, do the week for the shits and giggles. That's what we do have in these cards. Okay. And one more thing about Scorpio, no risks. Okay. Whenever you do have something that it is proposed, or kind of like you have decision to make, whatever you lean toward more, think about it. Is there a risk involved? Should there be a risk involved? It's not your thing. All right, next, Sagittarius. Three of Wands. Seven of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles. All right. That will be a week. Okay, so let me take a sip here. I got a bit excited. Well, Esme, it just is going to be very difficult. If you do have important things, it's going to be very difficult to maintain, you know, interest in as well. How can I put it into words? That feeling looking forward to, because, you know, very quickly after something starts, you would want to just, you know, to get over with it and go to the next thing. That's what's the problem with the Scorpio, that week. But for Sagittarius, for what those cards are showing here, nobody is gonna give a dime, you know, how good you feel or how comfortable you are. Okay. And also, nobody is gonna give a dime, are you capable or not capable? That's a week where you will be requested, right? It's going to be requested and demanded from you, and you will have to provide. Is there going to be a benefit? Huge one. But the first is the provision, which you will have to pretty much, again, provide, right? And at some point, it's kind of going to feel, I don't want to say impossible, but a huge inconvenience, for a lack of a better word. And that is going to force us, Sagittarius, because I am with stellium in Sagittarius, so that's going to affect me in a certain way. But what that's going to require from us is to change certain thing about the way we live in general, right? Maybe it's gonna make us change our diet, or maybe it's gonna make us change how we spend money. It's about a lifestyle change that we are talking about here, and that lifestyle change is gonna be forced by these demands we are going to face. It could be that, you know, our physician is going to demand that we do something if we want to get better, and that's going to force a change into our lifestyle, or our love partner is going to demand, otherwise they are going to leave us and we will have to, you know, change our lifestyle and whatnot. But it seems that we are up to a lifestyle change, and that change is going to feel very difficult at the start, you know, but we will get the hang of it very quickly, and it will work toward our benefit. All right, so that was Sagittarius. Next, Capricorn. Four of Swords, Nine of Cups, the World. This is well, that week most likely will manifest for you in very important conversations that you're gonna have about your future. Could be with your boss, you know, it could be with your husband or a wife, whatever the case, but it definitely does affect the wellness of your future, and the subject are going to be the aspects of your life which you know can be good, but they aren't, right? For example, you know that your work can be great, but for some reason isn't right now, and that will provoke these conversations. So I don't want to say in the last attempt, but in a consecutive attempt for you to just make it better and not to leave the job. That is just example. Could be affecting your family as well. A consecutive attempt from your behalf to, you know, make the environment in your family better, so you do not leave your wife or husband, and these kind of things. So that's going to be one of these weeks where you will have to say a lot, and that should have, and I'm saying should have, healing effect upon your situation, and the very least is going to extend it, if not kind of like consolidate it. At the very least, it should extend it. Hello, Patricia. Welcome to the stream. All right, next, that will be Aquarius. Nine of Swords with the Ace of Wands with the Five of Swords. That's good, guys. It's good. It's good. In fact, it's gonna be so good that you wouldn't care, right? That's how good it's going to be. These three cards, not 5 but 3 cards, and yeah, that's how good it's gonna be that you wouldn't care at all. These cards could manifest through a proposal. They could manifest through an ad that you are gonna see. They could manifest through someone that divulges you something. But thing it is that it seems that there will be an opening, for a lack of a better word, an opening of a place you can take for your career, an opening for a relationship, some kind of an opening. So good off that you wouldn't care what consequences you taking it is gonna bring, but you should care. All right, you should care, because some of these openings, they could be a reach, a big overreach, an impossible reach of yours. Okay, and while at the end you are gonna end up being there, kind of like manifesting the opening, it may cost you way more than you know. I mean, way more than you know. Right? In a good light though, in that week you're gonna understand that you can do without, and thus you wouldn't be afraid anymore being left alone or being kicked off your work, because you know that they're gonna be next on the line. All right, they're gonna be a next person on the line. You can go for dating and eventually forming a relationship. You can always find work and all these kind of things, and so that's gonna be a week where at the very least you're gonna ease your mind about losing stuff. Okay. But the thing that you need to emphasize on it is the reach, right? And that said, just be accountable of your actions. All right, next, Pisces. Thank you, Yasmin, for your donation. I put you into the list. All right, Pisces. Death. The Empress. And the Lovers. These 3 cards. And that's going to be a very fateful week for you, Pisces. Sean, thank you for the 20 US dollars. Thank you, Sean. At the end of the stream, which is now, you are going to have your personalized reading. In fact, we are at the Pisces now, so let me put you into the list. Right, so for Pisces, an option available, or rather like an option you might think you have, is going to omit itself. Okay, so basically you will be left with just only one way forward, which is going to be the right way forward. And that way forward is going to liberate you, or liberate you, I'm sorry. So it's going to liberate you from a big troubles that you may end up in. It doesn't look like that you are going to have much of a chance in a sense of avoiding it, right? Avoiding taking on down that road. So that's a week where Pisces, you know, whatever you have a sense of loss for, you are going to be better without it. That's literally what is within those cards. And a bit of a guidance here is to take some time for yourself, some time off. Some time off just to plan your future based on the newly developed circumstances that you are going to basically won't be able to avoid. Despite, do you want to avoid them or not? So that's why the week is very important for you. It's basically is gonna set you up for really comfortable future. All right, so that was for the 12th. And now the super chat. First, Jasmine Miller, is there a good opportunity for a new home? Hopefully soon. Let's check it out, Jasmine. By the middle of November, these are the cards for you, Jasmine, and it doesn't look like that you are going to. How did you suitable? In a sense of that, any home you end up being affording, it will, in your mind, the very least, it will have its flaws, and it will come to a point where you just have to take one thing, right? You just have to take something, and that's something that you will have to take. I don't think that at the start you will take it with much of an enthusiasm. In fact, you may end up being depressed about it. But as time passes, you will see that actually that was a good option that you took. Okay. So, and you are going to end up in a new home for what those cards are showing. Mid of November, that is the latest. You may end up tomorrow in a new home, but mid of November, that is the latest. However, like I said, difficult acclimatization in emancipation as well. All right, Liz, let's check on your week now. All right, Liz, those are your three cards, okay? those three cards. And that week you gotta be very careful with the people around you, because that's a week where any favor you ask, okay, that's a week where any help you take, that's a week where any loan you get is going to be repaid in tenfolds. So that's a week where if you can do it by yourself, you do it by yourself. If you can't, you leave it for the next week, right? Because again, that it's you know what the cops say, anything you say can be used against you in court. Well, that's what we have here. Any weakness you have is going to be used against you from the people you trust. Okay, so best is to trust your healthy sense of mistrust in the upcoming week that we have. And another thing is that it will be very common throughout the week that you are to be misunderstood. Just don't waste your breath. The problem is not in understanding, the problem is going to be in fathom. It's just people won't be able to fathom where you come from and in a sense of your arguments and what you want and why you want to do stuff the way you want to do them. Just do them. So, but be very careful whom you are trusting and asking favors and all these kind of things. All right, taco shillings next. You're welcome, Jasmine. This is the these are the cards, taco, and it does look like that you have forgot something. Whether you have forgot something to do, oh, okay, so I'm going to reshuffle then. Since you have a good night, Liz, a particular question. Yeah, that is another thing. You already asked another question. Those are cards. You will be rushed to uphold your end of the bargain. That this is the energy. You will be rushed to do so. What's the reason? I don't know. But it seems that as you are saying, you know, that the energies are peaking. Yes, that is a week where the deal, if possible, needs to be finalized, right? So, needless to say here, going back on your word, it's not gonna be a good thing. Okay, so I don't know. If I tell you the rest, I am making choice for you. But fuck it. According to these cards, you can get more. But will you? That's another story. Okay, that is a potential. That doesn't guarantee it if you don't take the deal. And that is the reason why you are going to be rushed to finalize the deal, right? And frankly, if I am in your shoes, Taco, and the money are big as you are mentioning here, I would take it. I would just take it because, you know, when you do have money that can sort you out for the rest of your life, it doesn't matter how much more money you are going to have, you know, because this is just as much as you can spend. So yeah, that these are the energies which are surrounding the whole thing. All right, next, Anna. All right, Anna, that week of yours. Those are the 3 cards. Hold on a second here. I need to check out something else. Because if I go only by those cards, I will be super vague. You're welcome, Taco. All right, it's no big deal. One of the biggest thing that week for you is going to be one of your children, and he's going to be mad at you about something. It is just, it's not going to be. I do believe that that child of yours will want something. Let's say that he's gonna want a PlayStation, or to go somewhere with his friends or her friends or whatever, you know, and you're just gonna say no, and they're gonna be mad at it, and it's gonna be very difficult for you to explain them why, right? Very difficult for you to explain them why. And that may make you feel kind of bad, you know, that's you have a one of your children is mad at you. But other than that, it should be rather peaceful week. By the way, with these tarot cards, because I know your situation in your business, that could be a week where you are going to audition some new personnel, right? Or at least you're gonna have that idea to start auditioning new personnel if that's your thing. But it is just a week where not the consistency, but the steady outlook for the future is going to get itself a bit by bit replaced by new idea of yourself, and that's going to be one of them, to start auditioning new personnel. All right, MD, you are next. Actually, I'm gonna draw them up, all of them. Ooh, it's a crisis. It's a crisis we have. Here, one of your choices is going to create a huge crisis around you. Let me see what this is all about. It's something that you take care for. Probably you will decide to stop caring for. That is, no different than kind of like fulfilling or indulging. If you do have children, and let's say one of them is 25, 26 years old, and you are indulging them with everything they want up until now, and you just say enough is enough, you gotta go and find yourself a job, find yourself a place to stay, it's just you gotta start doing your part in life. And that will Miriam, right? Mm. Okay, Miriam, yeah, and that's going to be kind of the situation, and this is going to provoke a huge crisis, or it could be, a coworker you have that you always clean up their mess. They do a mess, and you always clean it up, and you say, enough is enough. You are on your freaking own, right? And that creates a huge crisis around you. Or it could be someone that constantly asks you for money. Can you lend me money for this and money for that and whatnot? And at the end you say, no, man, I mean, enough is enough. I'm not charity here, right? And I do also have bills to pay and, for example, children to take care of. And this is going to create a huge crisis. Important, you do need that crisis. That is the right choice you are going to make, okay? And basically, once the whole thing is over, by the way, it should end up very quickly. It's gonna be a big tantrum, for a day or two, and then that person is not gonna bother you for the rest of your life. This whole thing is gonna have cleansing and nurturing effect around you, or for you. All right, next, Sean. It's very possible, by the way, Miriam, that you will decide to stop your support due to some kind of a thing you are going to learn about that individual, some kind of a truth you are unaware of. That is possibility, though, not guaranteed. All right, Sean. Well, man, these are the cards, and it does look like you're gonna have a chance to skip on your responsibilities, all right? Do things that were not allowed to you before, but now, for one or another way, you are going to be allowed to do them. So let me check on what this is all about. There is a woman involved. It's all that I'm going to say. There is a woman involved. And I'll say it that way, you're going to have your way with her. Right? You're going to have your way with her. That's basically what the week is going to revolve around you. Or is going to revolve around for you. This is a week where you're going to satiate your needs. about something. You know, that could be a woman that you are making deal with, and right now you are on the losing side. You know, you are with her foot on your throat, but something happens, and how you are on the top, and you get to have your way with her, with the deal, I mean. Kind of like get the deal you want. Bottom line, Sean, is that this week you will be unleashed. To do whatever you want. Whatever you say goes. All right, next. News Devon. Your card, News Devon. Page of Cups. That's a week where a few things may happen for you with the Page of Cups. One of the things is that your opinion over a situation, a person, or enterprise is going to start shifting, right? You will see things in a different light. And when I say a different light, I mean a better light. For example, that could be a person that you, I can't say really hate, but let's say you keep your distance from them. That's a week where you may start liking them for one or another reason. But that is definitely a week for you, News Devon, where there is going to be some changing events which are going to be looming on the horizon, and these changing events are going to be something you would freaking love happening to you. And for that reason, throughout this week, you are going to emotionally connect with either a hobby, with either a job, or with either a person. But that's going to be a week where you're going to start feeling better and better emotionally. Good night, Pisces Moonbeam. All right, Yasmin. Let's check on you. All right, Yasmin, these are your two cards. It's a solution that you're going to come up with, okay? I don't know where, though. Could be solution about problems you have in your love life, or solution that you do have problems in your career, for example. I don't know where that solution is going to be into, because the Queen of Wands, it relates to literally everything. The Queen of Wands is one of the best cards when it comes to business, and it touches on the business, astute business sense that one has, knowing how the winds are blowing, and whatever the crisis, whatever the problem, one has a perfect solution for it, right? In personal life, it does reflect to the understanding of the other. So, for example, if that's a problem in your love life, you do understand what your partner needs, right? And what they do expect, and you just do it, right? And all this And all this is provoked by the fear of what happens if you do not. Okay, so you will feel throughout the week like you do have a poke on the back of your neck, and it is squeezing, right? It is pressing into harder and harder, and you just have to do something about it. And you just end up doing it. The Queen of Wands, it's one of the cards which almost promises prevail, right? So it does look like that's going to be a week where you are going to prevail over your problems, but it will be a stressful one in a sense that it will require a lot from you to do. Okay, but you definitely are going to find a way. All right, guys, so that was the live stream for tonight. Hopefully you do enjoy it and you do liked it. Don't forget that these readings, they do connect to you on a star sign level, so they will apply to you to a certain extent, but they are not, I mean, the readings for the star signs, not the super chat. They're not most likely the concrete answer to your question, to your personal situation. If you do want me to interpret for your personal situation, you can always go to my website, which link you're going to find in the description down below. And there on the very front page, you're going to see a full list of my services and also their pricing. So with that said, see each other next time. And until then, bye.